Hi, Pisces. This is Jeffrey. This is Ripecolor. This is your January reading. Please like, subscribe, share, comment, press the bell for notifications. I offer private readings. I offer IET. Private readings, I'm having a special. If you have one question, I'll do like a 10 or 15-minute little thing with you. It's $30. It's good if you have one question. I said all that. Oh, please check out all my live videos that I did this month. I've been working really hard on them. So they are Day of the Virgin of Guadalupe, which actually explains IET. Letting go of resentment and shifting the narrative. Both of those are really like instructional of how to move energy. It's kind of like, it's energy work, basically. And, it's a really weird message. I always say that. But so many times for Pisces, when I wanted to say, this is the end of the year, I wanted to say thank you so much for all your support, for all your kindness, for the likes and subscribes and membership and purchasing goods and purchasing readings. I really appreciate it. I really appreciate it. Thank you. So I have the message is like, because usually I say to you, oh, like, don't get involved in everybody else's stuff because you're an empath and none of that. But the message today is get out of your own way and listen to somebody else and help them, because maybe it'll help you. Like if you're crazy in your head, it's like, oh, I'm thinking about me. I'm thinking about me. It's like, listen to somebody else for a change. Not for a change, but I don't mean it like that. But like really open yourself to listen to somebody, because I think they might have a message for you. It's kind of interesting. Okay. That's the little mini message. I got it right away. All right. It got a little, I don't know, overcast here. Okay, we start with the Ten of Swords. So, I don't know. It seems like there's a lot of start with the Ten of Swords. So the Ten of Swords is like the end of a way of thinking. It's dead. You can't revive it. There's no point because it's done. And now a new dawn is rising toward, intuition, big surprise, toward healing, toward love, toward love. I think what died was an illusion. Because this one, I mean, sometimes I read it in different ways, but I think that there was an illusion that you were sitting in. And it's like, oh, no, that's not what this is. It's like, I don't really want to say it, but it came, so I have to say it. Sometimes it's like, oh, I think I love this person, or this person thinks that they love me. It's like, maybe it's not that. I can't tell you how many times in my life I've been led by that. And then it ended up being something else. It ended up being a friendship, or ended up being something in business, or maybe we both had like, I don't know, lessons or information to exchange with each other. And I thought it was love, but it isn't. I mean, it's love, but not in like that romantic sense. Yeah. So, okay. It's a seven. It's a second seven. Interesting. First of all, have confidence in how you feel, and then know when to be quiet. Know when to be quiet. Right? Sometimes, you're in a conversation with somebody and they start talking about another person, and it's like, you want to put your 2 cents in, but it's like sometimes it's like, just, I don't know. That's what I'm getting. I just like, be quiet, observe, like take your stuff, don't take on somebody else's stuff. Building something new, listen to yourself. Big surprise there. I think this whole thing that's ended, there's like a certain self awareness. I think that was the gift. There's a certain self-awareness, and there's an understanding that, okay, I see something about myself, and I need to really look at this more carefully and see where I could have done better, see where my emotions got in the way, see where I was kind of building something on an illusion. Like there's this energy of like really reflecting and looking at yourself, you know, and making peace with yourself and being comfortable with yourself. Because, look, we all make mistakes. We all, misinterpret things. And you know what I think actually is going on? It's like, okay, so maybe you saw something the way you wanted to see it, but it wasn't really reality. Okay. It's not like the water signs have the exclusive on that one, believe me. And you're able to like see it in a way that you hadn't seen it before. You're just, this is like this clarity thing coming in. And in the past, you would have been like, oh, I always do that. Why do I always do that? Like, whatever, there's something wrong with me or something like that. But I don't think so. I think this time it's sort of like, oh, okay, I see it. And, it's like I've learned something for the future. I forgive myself. I forgive myself. Like that's the energy I'm getting. Like I forgive myself. I made a mistake, and you know, I had hopes for something, but it wasn't, and I forgive myself, right? Because the interesting thing is like, and I know it's kind of like, let's say somebody asks you out on a date, right? And you haven't been on a date in a while. And you go out on the date with them, and then you realize, but it doesn't really matter. It doesn't really matter because it's like you were willing to go out on a date. That was the point. The point was you got to be a little excited. You got to put on something cute, or, you got to like have a conversation. You got to talk about yourself and state who you are. And it might not have jived with the other person, which is fine. But at least I know now instead of, you know, 5 years from now. Yeah. It's a whole new way of looking at things. It's a whole new way of looking at things. I think this, I don't, I know the cards don't say so, but I'm getting this whole energy of, I forgive myself. I forgive myself. Maybe I overstepped a boundary, or maybe I said something weird, or maybe I misinterpreted something, but it's like, you know, I came at it with the sense of, kindness and love and comfort. So I don't have anything to really be ashamed or embarrassed about. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm stable. When I say I am in you, it's like I'm stable. I'm good, comfortable. And this thing that I realize about myself, about maybe the way I interact with people, maybe the way I try too hard, something like that. I'm going to really work on it because like now I see it really clearly. I accept it about myself. I forgive myself, and the next time it comes along, because I'm in the process of learning. I will allow give myself the benefit that I have an eyelash in my eye. I give myself the benefit of the doubt. But I think also what I said in earlier really holds true. Like sometimes I think that the greatest service that we could do for one another, and it's sometimes it's really difficult, is like just to listen to them, just to listen, right? And I don't have an opinion about it. I don't have, it's like, and then if they say, well, have you been in a similar situation? It's like, as a matter of fact, I have. Let me tell you about it. But not until then. I feel like there's this energy of like, or you see somebody going through this whole situation that I was talking about, right? And you learn something about yourself by listening without having to interact, without having to be in the middle of the drama. You know, maybe somebody around you has a situation or has had it recently, a situation that was similar to one that you had. And then, you know, maybe, because sometimes you learn by other people's mistakes, you know what I'm saying? If you really pay attention, you could learn a lot from other people's mistakes without having to make the mistake yourself. All right, here we go. Oh, these eyelashes get me crazy. All right. You know, I'm just going to sit here and listen. And I'm going to listen to all of it, whether it's illusory or delusory. And, you know, the heart was in the right place, but the thinking has changed. And I'm going to actually kind of mind my own business and just sit still and listen in a comfortable, you know, nurturing, generous way. And if this is part of my story or a story that, you know, is around me, I'm going to utilize it to make something new so that I can move forward in comfort. And I have 3 4s here. That's interesting. In comfort and see, you know, stabilize my thought and see what the message is. So 4s are about stability. So, you know, like I don't feel like it's this big conglomerate drama. Oh, well, I met someone and they said they really liked me and they meant it like that. Now it's none of that. There's a real stability to this. It's like there's this stability of like observing, of understanding, and being able to utilize it as a lesson. It's almost like you went to the lash. It's almost like you went to class and it was kind of like an advanced class, but you understood the entire lesson. You understood the entire lesson, right? And now you're going to go home and do your homework so that you can actually utilize it, right? But it doesn't necessarily have to be like what happened to you. It could be somebody around you. That's what I'm really getting, which is odd because I never really read like that. I always read about you. Anyway, it's an interesting, it's a very interesting little reading. It's kind of an unusual one for Pisces, isn't it? Anyway, that is that. Have a lovely January. Blessings to you. And thank you for all your support. This is how I pre-shuffle, because otherwise I get the same cards for everybody, which does not work. It happened to me last week. I was like, I have to start this reading again. It's the exact same cards. All right. See you soon. Blessings. Bye.